Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Eric with SweetSpotDFS, and this is my DFS review for the 2022 WGC match play. Well, Dell Technologies match play. I just like calling it the match play. There's no other tournament like it on the PGA Tour schedule, minus the Ryder Cup and the President's Cup, but those don't really go towards PGA. So anyways, WGC match play. I don't intend for this review to be very long. I watched my reviews from past years, and I think to myself, why do I even need to recap the tournament? I know I should to some people, but really all I want to do is review the process to see what went right and what didn't, and just get straight to it. So let's do that. I'm going to start first, though, with giveaways. If you remember, if we hit 350 subscribers, you can see the goal is over there to the left. If we get to 350 subscribers, I was going to give away $30. Well, that didn't happen, and that's fine. So next week, what I'm going to do is all the entries that were put into this giveaway, we'll just go over to next week's giveaway. And instead of it being $30, it's going to be $25. And it's going to keep going down by $5 increments until we get to $10, and then I'm just going to give away $10. I think that's probably the best way to do it. So if you're not subscribed and you want a chance to win a large pot of money, I highly encourage you guys to subscribe. That way, once we hit that 350 subscriber mark, and again, it's not 350 additional subscribers, it's just to get this channel to 350 subscribers. So we just need 26 more. So if we do that, again, whenever the amount that I'm giving away, once the goal is hit, that's how much I'm gonna give away, or it's a minimum of $10. So up to you guys. The other giveaway is a Prize Picks giveaway. If you sign up using the promo code SweetSpot, when you sign up with Prize Picks and you put at least $20 in your account, I'm just gonna give you that $20 back. So I want you to be able to play for free, or Prize Picks is going to match your deposit up to $100, just like every other content creator out there. So you can kind of get a little discount. So if you wanted to put $100 in, it's really just going to cost you $80, because I'm going to give you $20 back. So you can look at it that way as well. Again, promo code, or I should say, there's a link in the description that'll get you to the sign up page. You don't even have to type in SweetSpot. It's going to do it for you once you hit the sign in button or the register button. But yeah, you can win 20 bucks that way. And then of course I gave away the optimizer that was, really good at creating optimal lineups for match play. Remember, there's a whole process with that. And then there was also the cheat sheet, which I think I'll include in the description here, just so you can go review it. It will update with next week's tournament, which is going to happen. I'm going to be updating that in the next 4 hours. So if you're not watching it within 4 hours of me posting this video, it's probably already going to be updated to the Valero Texas Open. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get in this thing. I want to start. I mean, the recap is Scottie Scheffler won. He ascends to #1 in the world, which is amazing. The guy is dynamite. And when it comes to match play, I mean, second place was Kevin Kisner. You see Kevin Kisner right there. Dustin Johnson shows up inside the top 4 once again. That was a first in a while, so maybe some things looking Dustin Johnson's way. He might be finding something out with his golf game. But I'm not going to talk about the rest of the guys. There were some good names to see up there, like Brooks Koepka and whatnot. But let's go ahead. Let's get into the optimal lineup versus the $5 GPP. I'm going to go ahead and hide the Puerto Rico Open. I just want to show you everything. Oh no, I didn't even. Here, I can do this really quickly. Bet you it was $50,000. Yep, it was. I'm going to copy this right over here. So your $5 GPP winning lineup included the top 4 guys, which I think we all knew you needed in order to take down a GPP. So he had Scottie Scheffler, Kevin Kisner, Corey Connors, Dustin Johnson. That required you to play 2 guys over $10,000. Well, I mean, Dustin Johnson was $10,000 even. Scottie Scheffler was $11,000, but either way, very top heavy. And then he included it with 2 7K guys up at the top. Came down to Kevin Na, $6,600, and Patrick Reed at $7,500. So 3 golfers in the 7K range, 1 golfer in the 6K range, 2 golfers in the 10K range. Now that GPP winning lineup scored 891.25 points. And again, it used up all $50,000 of the salary. In the optimal lineup, that scored 980 points. So there was almost 100 points between the two. And this was very similar to last year. So there's a lot of room that could be made up. I'm actually going to open up my optimizer. I forgot to do this, so don't mind me. When it pops up, I'll just minimize it. But talking about the optimal lineup, it included obviously the top 4 guys, Abram Answer in 5th place, and it actually drops down to 17th place Maverick McNeely. If you were watching it, Maverick McNeely went 8-6 in one of his matches. That's like the second worst, or the second best or worst beatdown, however you want to look at it, since like Tiger Woods. Tiger did a 9-8. I believe it was 9-8 against Stephen Ames. So him beating his opponent like that, he got all of those holes won. He got his match won. He had all those holes did not play. He scored like 56 points just during that one round. Now, if you recall, Paul Casey, if we scroll down here, Paul Casey had a bad back. Didn't disclose that injury because if you at least play each hole within your group play, or not each hole, but at least one hole in each round of your group play, you will get credit playing this tournament. So therefore, Paul Casey with his bad back didn't have to disclose that. He just conceded his whole match after each one of his matches. That kind of burned a lot of people. A lot of people were upset about that because that just gave how DraftKings did it. Holes not played. Each one of those golfers got a bonus. And I believe Corey Connors was in that group, Alex Noren, and I don't remember who the other one was. Let's see. It was this group here. So Louis Oosthuizen. You can see all the wins, losses, and ties right here. Corey Connors ended up winning that bracket and actually made it all the way to the final 4. He ended up finishing 3rd in this tournament. But each time that they played Paul Casey, they got 36 points for not doing anything. They didn't get credit for holes won because they didn't play any holes, but they got credit for matches won and holes did not play. So 18 holes. So it's like 18 times 1.6. I mean, I think that gets you up to around 30 points, like 28 points, something like that. And then matches won was like 5 points. So they got 33.6 points, I think it ended up being, just by playing Paul Casey. So that helped out with scoring. And if we were to go back to the optimal lineup, you know, Corey Connors, 191.7 points. Like, he obviously got a huge credit. Now, some of these guys, like Kevin Kisner, got all the way to 2nd place. He got those placement points for 2nd place. I believe there were placement points. Maybe I'm mistaken. Probably, maybe there wasn't. But either way, he still scored 13 more points than Kevin Kisner, roughly. So yeah, it's kind of a little unfair, but that's just how WGC play happens. It's not the first time this has occurred. So anyways, your optimal lineup, you know, had 2 guys that scored 190 points, and then 178, 176, but between Dustin Johnson and Kevin Kisner. And then Abram Answer scored 136.7, and Maverick McNeely scored 105.2. So for all of those that were kind of whining about, you know, Corey Connors' group or the Paul Casey group, whatever, Maverick McNeely in one match scored more points than they could. Like, he scored 56, I believe it was. And again, just by playing Paul Casey and him withdrawing, it was only 33. So there, you can make way many more, or sorry, you could, what's the word I'm looking for? Place, make, score. You can score more points playing your match all the way through and just putting a beating on your opponent. So that's why McNeely is in the optimal lineup. Now, the SweetSpot optimal, usually what I want to do is get, if it's possible, 6 golfers inside the top 10. I know match play is a little weird. Should be like the top 9. I think that probably works out. I got that anyways. I'm just saying it's probably I should make it different for match play. But getting the top 6 guys or get your 6 golfers inside the top 10 between $49,000 and $50,000. And I was able to do that by putting Scotty Scheffler, Kevin Kisner, Corey Connors, Abe Answer, Seamus Power, and Brooks Koepka together. That scored $49,900. And that actually did score more points than the GPP winning lineup. This scored 948 points. So again, the optimal was 980 and the GPP was 891. So you could go that sweet spot optimal route, make it line up over $49,000, and get all 6 of your guys inside the top 10 this week. So what does this look like? Oh, and by the way, I'm not talking about marquee tee times or the sweet spot ranks because it's match play. It's just weird. I don't care how it all shakes out. Just so you guys know, we're gonna skip that part and go right into the summary of the buckets. Let me hide some of this information that doesn't really matter. And just talk about the successes of the buckets. Now, I say this in every one of my review videos. Sooner or later, I'm just not gonna repeat a lot of this because I'll create a video that'll show you what I'm talking about when it comes to buckets. But like each bucket has its own criteria. You know, like last year bucket 1 is in the range of 1 to 4th place, and this is from last year's finishing spot. So my projection was 0 to 1. We had 2 golfers inside the top 10. So if my projection is 0 to 1, that means it failed, right? Well, I have one more check. If we have less than how many we have in the top 10 for the optimal lineup, then it's still a success because we're trying to find the optimal lineup. We're not just trying to find top 10 finishes. So with that being said, when we look at every single one of the buckets, the only one that doesn't hit are your last week 20 to 40 finishes. So playing the week before and placing somewhere between 20th and 40th place, that gets you in this bucket. I was only projecting somewhere between 0 to 1. We had 2 guys in the optimal lineup. So we were 1 golfer away from being 100% successful with the buckets this week, which is really amazing considering it's match play and the volatility is so high. Like just thinking about all the projections for last year finishes. And by the way, this was kind of an experiment for me because all my ranges usually go by 20th place, like placements. I changed it for match play to kind of be similar to how a normal tournament would look like, dependent on those match play results, because you have so many golfers that tie for 1 place. You know, if we were to go to the bracket, let me zoom out so you guys can see it a little bit better. Basically, if you got to the round of 16th, you were automatically given 9th place. You weren't going to get anything worse than that because everyone who loses ties for that place. The best 8 golfers that win those matches go on to the Elite 8. So if you think about it, 8 golfers move. What's that place right after 8? It's 9th. So all the losers get 9th place. All the winners then are guaranteed at least 5th place because all the winners then go into the final 4. So that leaves 5th place being open. So that's why all the losers in the quarterfinals are given 5th place. So it makes it really unique when trying to come up with the ranges for the buckets. And I think this is the right way to do it. You know, 1 to 4th place, 5th place, 9th place, 17 to 32nd place, and then 32 plus. This is usually the golfers that don't win any of their matches. Maybe they get a tie, but more often than not, there's 0 wins for those golfers. So yeah, I think it worked out well. Obviously, the buckets, like all the projections that I had for these buckets, pretty darn good. So yeah, it worked out well. Almost 100%. Really close. Really close. And from there, I don't have anything else. Let me just double check. I usually like to look at past videos to make sure I know what I'm covering. Yeah, I don't really go by a script, if you guys didn't already know that. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I guess what I would do is show the optimizer to see if we could, but I didn't even update everything. Let's do this really quick. You guys can see how I work behind the scenes. We'll copy all of this. Oh, no. We need the... we need this. I need the Jeopardy music playing right now. Then I did this backwards. I should have put like in the optimizer. I should have switched it around just to make it easier for me. And then DraftKings points, right? Hide this. Oh, how annoying. All right. Do we have everything? Yep, we got everything. Perfect. Let me slide this back over. These were all the conditionals that I had prior to. Can we build a lineup just by using the optimizer or the conditionals to create either the optimal lineup or a sweet spot optimal that could beat the GPP winning lineup? This one uses all 50,000 and no, 625 isn't even close. How are we even getting there, guys? What the hell? Weird. And let me do something really quick. I just want to make sure I'm not messing this up. I think we want to beat... It doesn't even work either. Come on, optimizer. Work faster. Switch back and... No. I wonder what's happening. Why can't we... Oh, no, that doesn't work either. I have no idea. This is a bummer. I was hoping that we'd be able to figure out... The optimizer should select... Oh, I'm so stupid. One last thing that I forgot to mention, or to put in here, are the salaries. You can't work off of... There you go. Okay. Well, let's go ahead. Let's put in all of our conditionals that we had before and see if it'll work. What I get for not being prepared. So I said you guys can see what it looks like behind the scenes. All right, let's see if it'll create the lineup. $883.7. 883? We can create 883. What? How does that work? Scotty, Corey Connors. Oh wait. I don't think that never mind. I think I'm thinking of the wrong number. Yeah, okay. So the GPP winning lineup scored 891.25. I thought 883 was like really close to the optimal. I'm like, I double checked everything. I don't see how that's possible, but nope, we could not beat the optimal lineup. Instead, we were what, 8 points short? 8 points short, not of the optimal, I'm sorry, of the GPP winning lineup. 8 points short of the GPP winning lineup. I bet it has everything to do with the minimums and stuff like that, so. Come on. Hell of a time for it to be slow. There you go. So now it went to 939.65. So with all my maxes, so there's something in the maximum conditions that aren't allowing me to get to the optimal lineup. So yeah, the buckets were really good. Obviously, the one misstep with the buckets didn't allow us to get there. I think that was the last week too. So if we put 2 here, I'm sure we can make the optimal. Here. For whatever reason, when I have another Excel sheet open when I run the optimizers, it's slow. There we go. 980.7 there. It creates the optimal lineup. It was all because of this bucket, the last week twos. So I could not create the optimal lineup, or I could create, well, let's put it this way. I couldn't create a lineup that was going to win a GPP because of that bucket. And I also couldn't create a lineup that was going to get to the optimal lineup. But here's your optimal lineup. All I had to do was just add 2 to this number here. Let's see if I put all of these back in. If I put the minimums back in and it was just the maximum, wouldn't that be something? Let's see here. We wanted 2 here. Perfect. 1, 1. Yep. 3, 3. Yep. Oh, we wanted 3 here. So that one failed as well. Okay. So it wasn't going to be perfect. Pretty darn close for everything else. 2, 2, 3, 1. This is our minimum, remember? So what it chooses, as long as this is over this number, it's perfect. Strokes gain buckets were perfect. Salaries, yep. We got all of our salaries that we needed. Yeah, everything else worked out. So all I needed to do was just add a 2 or add 1 more to this bucket here, and we would have got it. We would have had we would have had an opportunity to hit the optimal. So that's all I have. That was longer than I wanted, but that was because of the optimizer bringing that up and trying to create a lineup with it. So yeah, that's all I have. Remember, giveaways. If you're not yet subscribed, this is going to go down to $25 next week. So if we can get to 350 subscribers by next week, I'll give away $25. Otherwise, if we don't, I'll push it to 20 for the Masters week, or maybe we'll just boost it up. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure I'll get a few more viewers, so maybe I'll make it like really juicy. Maybe we'll just keep it 30. I'll keep it 30. Let's put it that way. I'll keep it 30 all the way to the Masters, and then we'll see from there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure just yet. But anyways, subscribe if you haven't. That way you can have a chance to win some money. And then obviously prize picks too. $20. I will give you $20 if you sign up using the promo code SweetSpot and put $20 in your account. So I'm going to give you that money back. And you can play for free, and you'll have $40 to your account. Link in the description. All right, that's all I have. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.